out of my way. Paparazzi, I hate you. Greetings, Poke fans! Michael here. This video is sponsored by Pokeamino. If you don't already know what Pokeamino is, it's kind of a social network for nothing but Pokemon. You can join public chats, read cool posts on the newsfeed, or write your own, and so much more. You can also follow your friends or people you're a fan of, such as myself. You can access Pokeamino by downloading the Amino Master app using the links down in the description below, which gives you access to not only Pokeamino, but tons of other communities that you can join just by searching them up, such as one just for Pokemon Go, Undertale, Doctor Who, and much, much more. And if a community that you want to join doesn't exist yet, you can create your own using the Amino Creator app. So go download the Amino app and follow me on Pokeamino, because if you do, you're automatically entered to win a $25 GameStop gift card. Pretty sweet, huh? But now on to the video. We all know that some Pokemon are stronger than others, but which ones are the strongest out of all of them? Well, today I'm going to be answering that by counting down the top 5 strongest Pokemon of all time. This list was determined mainly by base stat total, but since a lot of Pokemon have the same BST, I took into account some other factors to break the ties. Also, I'm not counting Mega Pokemon as separate Pokemon, so if I wanted to put Mega Mawile on this list, I would just put Mawile and talk about both its Mega and its regular form. So without further ado, here are the top 5 strongest Pokemon of all time. Number 5. Arceus. You would think the Pokemon that created the universe and is the god of all Pokemon would be the strongest Pokemon of all time. But it's not. That's not to say it's not obscenely powerful though. Arceus, or Arceus, however you want me to pronounce it, has a base stat total of 720, with 120 in every stat across the board. Arceus may be godly, but those stats are demonic. In addition to having spectacular stats, Arceus has some other really phenomenal stuff going for it. It can learn 76 Gen 6 TM and HM moves and 24 Move Tutor moves, become all 18 types via use of the plates, gets Stab Extreme Speed, and has access to a move with 100 base power and 100% accuracy that can also become any type. This thing is a beast. I mean, it's no Helix, but it's pretty powerful. Amistar isn't on this list, guys. That was a joke. Number 4. Kyogre. So this is the first tie on this list, but I'll explain what I did to break the tie in the next number. But for now, let's talk about Kyogre. Regular Kyogre only has a base stat total of 670, which, while impressive, is not nearly high enough to be in the top 5 strongest Pokemon of all time. Primal Kyogre, however, is a very different story. It has a base stat total of 770, with a staggering 180 base special attack. And assuming that its permanent rain isn't cancelled by a Primal Groudon or a Mega Rayquaza, all of its water-type moves are always boosted, which makes Origin Pulse absolutely devastating. It also has a pretty wide move pool, and even though its physical attack is lower than its special attack, it's still base 150, which is more than enough for Primal Kyogre to use some pretty powerful physical moves. Number 3. Groudon. So regular Groudon and Kyogre both have a base stat total of 670, and Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre both have a base stat total of 770. So why did I give Groudon the edge here? Well, there's a couple reasons. First, Groudon's physical move pool is noticeably wider than Kyogre's special move pool, with Groudon being able to learn 31 different physical moves and Kyogre only learning 23 different special moves. Since Groudon has monstrous physical attack, this is important. But even though Groudon has really high physical attack, most of its special moves are still really useful, since Primal Groudon has base 150 special attack. Now, Kyogre does have base 150 physical attack, but Groudon is in a different and better situation because of its weather. Every fire-type move that Groudon can learn is special except for Fire Punch. However, all of those fire-type moves get a power boost from the sun that it creates every time it enters battle, which means that its fire-type moves are on par with its physical moves. In addition to that, Primal Groudon gets a stab boost for its fire-type moves, which gives it even more beef. But Groudon's sun weather isn't just superior to Kyogre's rain because of the fire boost. Primal Groudon's Desolate Land prevents any water-type moves from happening, while Primal Kyogre's Primordial Sea prevents any fire-type moves from happening. In other words, Primal Groudon's ability negates a critical 4 times weakness, while Primal Kyogre's negates a type of move that you probably weren't going to use on it anyways. Assuming that their own weather is up, Primal Kyogre has 2 weaknesses in electric and grass, while Groudon only has 1 in ground, which is amusingly ironic. So basically what it all boils down to is that Groudon is more powerful than Kyogre because its weather benefits it more than Kyogre's does. Number 2, Mewtwo. Mewtwo is the OG OP Pokemon, but it's not actually the most powerful Pokemon of all time. I'll explain why when I get to the number 1 slot, but for now, let's talk about why Mewtwo is so high on this list. Regular Mewtwo has a base stat total of 680, which is pretty freaking high. Only 15 Pokemon or Pokemon forms have a higher base stat total than Mewtwo does. But guess what? 2 of them are itself. Mewtwo is already pretty powerful, but then it gets 2 Mega Evolutions that both have a base stat total of 780, the highest in the game. And their offensive power tops the charts as well, with Mega Mewtwo X having a base attack stat of 190, and Mega Mewtwo Y having a base special attack stat of 194. Both of which are matched by no other Pokemon. And their other attacking stats are both at least 150, which is just astronomical. I don't really understand how a cloned Pokemon could have not 1 but 2 naturally occurring Megastones that make it even more absurdly powerful, but even with those, it's still not the most powerful Pokemon of all time. Number 1. Rayquaza. Now I promise you I did not put Rayquaza on here just because it's my favorite legendary Pokemon. Rayquaza is actually ridiculously powerful. Mewtwo and Rayquaza actually have a lot of similarities. Their regular forms both have a base stat total of 680, with Mewtwo being a lot faster and Rayquaza having a much higher attack. Their Mega forms also have the same base stat total of 780. So why does Rayquaza get the edge here? Because it can hold an item. Rayquaza does not require a Mega Stone to Mega Evolve, meaning that it can hold all sorts of useful items such as a Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Leftovers, or anything else. Meanwhile, the Mega Mewtwo's have to hold their Mega Stones, meaning their hands aren't free like Mega Rayquaza's are. This combined with the fact that Mega Rayquaza has absurd stats and a spectacular move pool cause it to be banned from the Ubers tier on Smogon, while the Mega Mewtwo's had been sitting there for over a year. In addition, thanks to Mega Rayquaza's Delta Stream ability, it gets rid of 2 of its weaknesses, including a crippling 4x weakness in Ice, and it gains an extra resistance in Electric. This means that it now only has 2 weaknesses, while all of the Mewtwo forms have 3. Rayquaza with its Mega form is without a doubt the strongest Pokemon ever to exist, and I have zero desire to ever encounter one on the other side of the battlefield. That is, of course, unless I'm trying to catch it. So there we have it. Those are the top 5 strongest Pokemon of all time. Most of these Pokemon got on this list due to the addition of Mega Evolution or Primal Reversion, so I'm curious to see if Sun and Moon they'll add something that'll make some Pokemon even stronger than these. I hope not though, because that would be just silly. What did you think of this video? Do you agree with my tiebreakers? What are some other Pokemon you wish were on this list? Let me know in the comments below! And if you like this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, you should definitely subscribe for more fun Pokemon content of all kinds. Also, don't forget to check out Pokeamino by using the link down in the description below. Alright, that's all I have for now, so until next time, Pokefans, gotta catch them all!